Hi everybody, I'm here to do a vlog on the last music video that I just did, and then the song is called How Far You Would Go. And so this song is about it's about how, like, I heard my favorite preacher talk about this, how when Jesus said to one of the people that was like, I'll follow you wherever you go, he said, foxes have holes and the birds of the air have nests, but the Son of Man has nowhere to lay his head. That word, lay his head, like to rest his head, to bow to, I don't remember the exact translation of it, but the Greek word is krino, and interestingly enough, when he, at the cross, when it says he bowed his head and dismissed his spirit, that's the same Greek word, krino, that he bowed his head. So he was saying it's like he found a place to rest his head when he accomplished his purpose for us, and when he, like, he finds his rest in loving us. And yeah, so I kind of want to say that when, when he says the Son of Man has nowhere to lay his head, he's talking about that. He's not saying, oh, poor me, because he wasn't. He was just saying, I am a traveling evangelist or whatever. I don't get to stay home and sleep in my own bed all the time. So, because he did have at least one house and possibly two. And because when he was 30, before he started his ministry, he moved to Capernaum and he had a house there. And he possibly might have had a house from his family back in Nazareth, but, or maybe that house went to some of his other siblings. But anyways, yeah, and occasionally it'll say in the accounts, when people heard that he was at home, they brought the sick people to him. And when that he was in his house in Capernaum. So, yeah, he had to move when he started his ministry, because a prophet is not without honor except in his own hometown. So he had to move to start his ministry. And he moved to Capernaum. So, anyway, what else do I want to say about this song? That, yeah, I just think that's so beautiful that he finds his rest in loving us, and like he is relieved when we take from him, because he's just so full. And the other thing that he was saying is how when he went through Samaria and he was sitting at that well to meet that woman that came out at noon to get her water because she didn't want to be with the other ladies, that after he talked to her and told her that he was the Messiah, and like ministered to her, made her feel that God saw her and knew her, that she was seen and known and loved, even though he knew what her past was and everything. And that she believed in him, and she ran off to tell everyone about him. That when the disciples came back and they tried to get him to eat, and he said, no, I have food that you don't know about. And they were like, did someone bring him food while we were gone? And he said, no, my food is to do the will of him who sent me. And that how he was tired when he sat down at the well, but after that woman took from him the water of life, that he felt refreshed, and that he felt like that was his nourishment, to be able to have people take from him, and to be able to give people the water of life. And so just that he wants us to take from him, it makes him feel better, like he's so full. And the thing about being love and wanting to love people is that when people don't receive your love, that's when it hurts. That's when it feels like. I'm thinking of an illustration, but I don't know if it's really awkward, but I'm just gonna say it. Like, it's just like when you're nursing and you're away from your baby for some reason, or there's some reason why you can't nurse, and it gets really full and it starts to hurt because it's too full. It's like that, like that's how he feels. Like, he's so full and he has so much to give us, and if we don't take from him, like, it hurts. Like, so that he really wants us to take what he has for us, the life and the blessings and the everything, like everything he wants to give us. And the other thing is, yeah, like it says in John chapter 1 that out of his fullness we have all received, and grace upon grace, favor upon favor, like the ocean coming in, like one wave after another. Like, that's how he is. Out of his fullness we receive favor upon favor, gift upon gift, because that's what grace is. And the Greek word grace, it can mean gift, it can mean favor. Then also, yeah, the Greek word for grace is charis, if you don't know. Anyways, I don't know. I feel so disjointed today, I don't know why. And then the other thing is, if we never fell, we would never know just how far you would go to save us and to love us. That he just wanted us to know how much he loved us, and that's why I touched on this on, I think, the last video that I did, that people are like, why did he let there be a tree of the knowledge of good and evil so we could destroy ourselves, and ruin his perfect world? But is that from before the foundation of the world, they had it in their plan, the Father and the Son, that, they had so much love for us and they just wanted to be able to express it. And so they allowed there to be the option of us falling. They knew we would fall, but to show us how valuable and how precious we are to them by giving such, like, the highest cost that you could ever give to buy us back from our mistakes, from our mess up, from what we had done to ourselves in the world. But that if he loved us so much, if they loved us so much and we never knew that because there was no opportunity for the depth and the intensity of his love for us to be expressed, I mean, that would be such a tragedy. And I think that's what they were thinking in the beginning, like, we want them to know how much we love them, and so we're gonna set it up this way because for that reason. And so that's something that, even though it cost them, even though it was painful to go through and it was terrible, they so desired that we would know how much they loved us that they wanted to do that. So, because, yeah, if we never fell, we would never know just how far he would go to save us and to love us. So that's what this song is about, and I hope that blesses you guys. And yeah, we'll see you next time, I guess.